Hello, and welcome. Welcome to Christy Iwuchukwu's Brilliance TV show that we do every Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's right, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Same place, same time. And today I have an awesome show for you. But before I get to the awesome show, I know that some of my Facebook family you guys have inboxed me asking what is going on in Nigeria. That's right. What is going on in Nigeria? And I don't want to take too much of your time to talk about it, but who am I anyway? My name is Christy Iwuchukwu, and I am the host of Christy Iwuchukwu's Brilliant TV show. And we do it every Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So what do we do here at Christy Iwuchukwu's Brilliance TV show? This is where we spotlight today's top business leaders, entrepreneurs, and most unique individuals to bring you topics to enhance your personal lives as well as your business. And today, like I said, I have a very special guest today. Listen, for those of you that have inboxed me, I'm going to take a few minutes to talk about what's really going on in Nigeria right now. I mean, it's been more than 2 weeks now, and it's not stopping any soon. And I hope it does, but it doesn't seem like it's stopping any soon. And for me, it hits home. That's right. For me, it really hits home because if some of us that are in diaspora living abroad, we still have loved ones and friends at home. And so anytime that something happens, and for some of you that don't know, I was born and raised in Nigeria. I have family and friends there, and I'm very much in touch with what's going on in Nigeria. So what really is going on is that people got tired. The masses got tired. They got tired of government corruption. They got tired of police brutality. I know we talked about police brutality in this country, but when you talk about the country that produces oil, the giant of Africa, Nigeria is the giant of Africa. And yet you have so many people that can't even afford 3 square meal a day. Not because the money is not coming in, but because of corrupt government. And Nigeria is not the only one, but I happen to be involved in this one in Nigeria because it hits home for me. It hits home. Police offices are being burnt, markets everywhere, and people are dying. Both the police and the innocent ones. The youth got tired. They got fed up, and the youth said enough is enough. And that's what really happened when people said enough is enough. And all these could have been prevented, but I guess the government didn't know that it would get to this point. And now hopefully they're about to listen to the youth, because the youth they're all that we have for tomorrow. And so you have a graduate finishing university and not having a job, and sometimes they'll have to going to have a job as a taxi cab or doing any menial job. Yet your parents have sent so much money to send you to university, and you get out and there's no job. And they had to know that this is long coming. But I guess, like I said, they didn't think the youths would do anything. And perhaps they've just realized. And I feel so sad about this, because when something like this happens, somebody has to pay. And unfortunately, the innocent ones that really has nothing to do with anything. All this could have been prevented. All this could have been prevented. And I call home almost every day, really, because when you have a loved one at home and they are at risk, you really don't know what will happen at any given day. And so I'm really saddened. I'm saddened by the events that have taken place and is still taking place. And I have to get myself, because once I start talking about it, you guys can tell I'm really saddened. And a lot of youths have been killed. And having to turn on the internet and watch the news, what's going on. I just couldn't even believe it. Even when Nigeria had a civil war, I don't even think it was as much as what's happening right now. And, my heart really goes out to those individuals that died in the process. They died in the process. They are simply looking for their human right, their right to be a citizen, the right to be able to afford. Even the police, some of them, they can't even afford living themselves. Because I've heard some of them come and talk about it. So who is to be blamed? The corrupt government. Because there's money. There's lots of money in Nigeria. There is no doubt. Like I said, Nigeria is the giant of Africa. There's money, but the corrupt government will leave the money for generations, their generations to come, instead of using the money to help the citizens. And I hope that it really doesn't continue to go as much as it's going right now, because it is not funny at all. But anyway, so for some of you that inbox me asking me what is going on in Nigeria, that in a short term is really what's going on in Nigeria. That the youth they're fed up and they said enough is enough. And I have no idea how long this is gonna be. We don't know. But anyway, let me get on to our regularly scheduled program today. Our regularly scheduled program today. Like I said, I gotta catch myself because it's my country and I am not happy of what is really going on. Well, today we have a special person coming to us all the way from Arizona, my sister. My sister from another mother, Dr. Marrian Efua. So, who is Dr. Marrian Efua among everything? Because she wears so many hats. Dr. Marrian Efua supports individuals and small business owners to assess their holistic prosperity through a closely linked daily practices that creates rewarding and reciprocating relationships. Now, listen, the next voice that you're going to hear will be that of Dr. Marrian Efua. Dr. Marrian Efua, are you there, sister?
Yes, yes, yes. Great day, great dawning, good afternoon. It is viable. We are live. I'm here with you. Thank you for sharing that out. And of course, we're always sending love out to the continent. And right now, Nigeria needs a lot of love. And I thank you for updating people on what's actually happening because many don't understand how or why that would have to happen. Similar to what happened here in the States, right? We all want human equity and balance and harmony. I think the word that I want to tell you that I want us to start embracing as we go forward, and I'm going to talk about a little bit today, is harmony. When we are trying to balance things, that means you have to omit things or add things in order to find a balance. But I want to talk today about raising the bar. Raising the bar will also affect the changes that are coming and prepare you to respond versus react. Most of us are reacting to everything in our life on a daily basis. From the
Marian,
time, can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you, but I wanna give a shout out to Terrence Leffridge,
Oh,
my
hey, Tim.
CBS brother. Thanks for joining us. And he's actually gotten in touch with talking to someone who's also devastated with the happenings in the country of Nigeria. And the same thing is also happening in Ethiopia.
Yes.
I haven't followed that much, but I know that the same thing is happening in Ethiopia. It is when people. But anyway, I don't want to get all wild up again. So thank you for watching, Terrence. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. We are raising the bar. That's right. Hashtag raising the bar. So let's continue, Dr. Marian. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. So as I was saying, just having harmony, when we get put into situations when we have to choose either or, it makes us feel uncomfortable. It challenges us to think a little differently. And then we have to prioritize. And so prioritization is a natural part. And just like you spoke of, my process is supporting individuals in reshaping, rethinking their processes and creating a daily standards and practices that allow you to raise the bar, that allow you to stop trying to balance things and get into a harmonic flow. My background is primarily being about a spiritual awareness and activation and using that to plunge and propel you forward in your 7 life structures. And I call those 7 life structures, Christy, I simply say it is your spiritual life, it is your mental and emotional wellness, your physical health and wellness, it is your business, your career, your finances, and your relationships. So if you're looking at all 7 of those areas, you can't choose and say, I'm only going to focus on my health and wellness, but ignore my finances, because you'll be homeless. You'll have a few complications, right? And you can't say, well, I'm only going to focus on my finances, but I'm not going to focus on my emotional, mental, and you're walking around stressed out and not taking care of your body, not building relationships that can support you, not having trust. So raising the bar is about finding that harmonic existence where you're able to address these categories. And I'm going to talk a little bit about them, what that bar actually stands for. When we typically say raise the bar, if you're playing a game, a childhood game of, going underneath the bar and it goes lower, lower, lower. But in our case, as we're progressing forward, we want to begin to raise the bar higher, 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 kind of like that long jumper or that high jump person. The higher the bar, the higher up you have to jump to get over it. And I want to say that if you have the right amount of momentum, and that all begins by what's happening on the inside, Christy. A lot of us are worried about having the degrees, having all the fancy logos. We're worried about having, all the ads. That's important. Marketing is essential. I'm never going to tell you not to do that, but I'm going to tell you that if you're not ready and prepared for what's going to happen when you put out that powerful marketing opportunity and you don't raise the bar that begins within you, because most of us are already have a bar that's been set for us by others, by our experiences, by our transitions, by our rejections, by our disappointments. So when we're looking at raising the bar, it has to begin within ourselves, within our mindsets. It has to begin within our mindsets, because your thoughts, you go from thinking something to doing something different, to implementing something different, to becoming that very thing you say you are. How did you become an entrepreneur? You made a decision, you thought about it, you started doing the things that entrepreneurs do, and now you have become an entrepreneur, a business owner, an investor, whatever level you're at right now. So raising the bar is a part of the system that I share with people, is one part of my system that I share with people of holistic prosperity. And raising the bar simply just means the B is going to be simply for you to begin to look at your beliefs. What do you really believe and why do you believe it? And is it beneficial? How about that part? What do you really believe? That's the easy part. Why do you believe it? That's not so easy. And then the most challenging part we often find out is if we really be able to evaluate it and assess it and see if what we're believing is actually benefiting us, or is it preventing us from being our greatest and highest self, contributing our knowings, walking confidently, exploring all options without the idea that maybe we're not ready, that we're not worthy. So I know, because I work with a lot of coaches and trainers and I work with a lot of business owners, a lot of times it's not that we don't believe in our products or the businesses or the need of our product, business, or service. It's that we really don't believe that we are ready to do it. And we can spend all this money. We have done everything we can do. Pretty logos, t-shirts, all type of memorabilia. We're posting, we're doing all these things. But in the back of our mind, we're not able to go forward because we're not fully believing and trusting that we are enough, that we're ready, that what we're doing is a worthy ideal, IDEAL, right? That's what we're not believing. So if we're not believing that, we have to raise up our consciousness to be able to do that. And how do you do that? You begin to simply go through those life structures I shared with you one by one and asking yourself, what do I believe? Why do I believe this? Where did it come from? And is it benefiting me? And if it isn't benefiting you, you have the absolute supreme right and authority to make some changes. Now, beliefs are not just like a pair of shoes where you can just say, oh, these shoes don't work. I'm going to get a new pair. Your beliefs are like grounded in you, not just something you can just toss to the side. So your beliefs, when you realize there's a belief that isn't benefiting you, you want to begin the process of saying, how do I turn it around and transmute it into a belief that can benefit me and all those that I interact with? Ooh, I know. Because we've been taught, especially here in this culture, it is all about me. All about me. If it help you, that's good. But it's really about me. But the belief has to change and become more involved and allow us to be more accountable for our interactions with other people. So that's the first part of the B, is understanding your beliefs. Now, once you begin to look at these beliefs and realize there are some that need to find an alternative way of being presented, if not eliminated totally, and creating some new beliefs, which take about 30 to 90 days, 30 days to get it in your brain, about 90 to 120 days for it to actually become your new belief. And it's going to create some new habits. Remember, I said thinking, you start doing, and then you become. Once you change that belief, you want to keep thinking about it, talking about it, saying it until it becomes very much a part of who you are. And you start doing habits and procedures and tasks that match up with that belief so that it can benefit you and all those around you. Our next area under the B that we talk about is boundaries. Because once you start changing these beliefs, once you start assessing your beliefs and really either alternating them or changing them out, or you're going to build them up even more if they're benefiting you, you got to set boundaries. A daily standard, a daily practice that allows you to set boundaries so that you can control the influences and the number of distractions that you are getting as you are developing, building, and progressing forward and transitioning into becoming that which you say you want or desire. So boundaries become very important. And what I share with my community, with my family members, is I say the way you can set the best boundary is to set a boundary for yourself. And that means by commanding your morning and commanding your evening, and everything else in the middle will fall into line. So I say wake up with a certain pattern every day. For me, it's meditation. For me, it's water. For me, it's movement. For me, it's listening to something inspiring, listening to something motivational, something that can help me expand my level of knowing so that I can do things a little differently that match the belief that I have to get the results I desire. Raising the bar is all about what you can do for your inner world, Christy, not so much about what somebody else can show you do for you. It is about you doing the work to change, build, create a new belief, whichever area you want to go into. So we have this new belief and we're going to set these boundaries because our time is our second greatest asset. We are our first. I know people say it differently. But the more I research, the more I self-discover, the more I explore and observe, I find out that if without you, time doesn't matter. Without you, time doesn't matter. So you're your first and greatest asset. And that's why we have to get this mindset together and begin to look at our belief systems and set some boundaries to protect those belief systems to let them work out and give us the results we desire. So we have these boundaries, starting out your morning the same way every day. And for some people, you may not be able to, but if you want to know more about this, you'll have to, send me an email and I'll put up my information earlier and I'll send you out a quick checklist that will give you some ideas of things you can do and how you start this process, right? You can start this process, but setting that boundary for your time is essential. Your second greatest asset is your time. So if you're not controlling your time, trust me, somebody else will. I don't know. I'm gonna look away because I'm sure, Christy, there are some people on this call that are listening on this live that are going, yep, I'm at work from 7:01 to 5:01. And you have no control of that time, not even your lunch period, because you're trying to do other things. So it's important that those of us that are channeling the opportunity and accepting the agreement to be an entrepreneur, to improve ourselves personally. Even if you're not an entrepreneur, you can still raise the bar, which moves us to this A. A is all about your attitude. People think, oh, I got a business. People are going to come and hey, I'm a business owner. I got this degree. I have this knowledge. I have this great product. There's a great need in the market. So I'm good. And then you don't call customers back. You don't respond right away. Someone sends you an email. They don't hear from you for 2 weeks. You're agitated. The phone always is ringing. You're half the time you're off your door, you're on your side on your office says 9 to 4, but you don't get there till 11. Yeah, I know. See, I can only talk about the things that I've experienced or observed. I'm not going to make up things because I want to be very transparent and clear with you and real, because that's how we flow. So your attitude, what is your attitude toward it? Are you like, well, I need to make $1,000 today, but I don't feel like being rejected. Let's go to the gym, right? I need to, send out these emails to attract people and keep myself visible, or send out this campaign or this advertisement, but I don't want to put my face on camera. I'll figure it out later. And so your attitude around what it is you desire, what it is you want, becomes lessened. Even for those of us that want to have a relationship, if you are committed to having a relationship, make the decision, change your attitude. Begin to function as if you are. Remember, think it, begin to do things that reinforce that belief according to those boundaries, and go forward. That's how you change your attitude. Attitude is essential for anything that you're going to do. It is essential for you to go forward and have that. And after you get this attitude together, after you have your attitude together, I want you to start thinking about where your attention is going. Where's your attention going? Is your attention, to keep up with all the latest episodes of the favorite show you've been binge watching on Netflix or Hulu or Prime Video? Trust me, I get caught up too, especially the Nollywood videos. I can watch 5 of them back to back before I know it. Right? So where's your attention going? Where your attention goes is where your energy goes. That isn't new. It's not just a cliche. It's been proven. Think about a time when you wanted a car, or that you had a taste for a food or a craving for a food, and you were thinking about it. It seems like everywhere you went, the TV commercials, the radio commercials, the signs on the road, the conversations were all about the thing that you wanted. Or you go buy your new car and all of a sudden you realize there's 1,000 red cars or white cars or blue cars just like yours. That is how it goes. Where your attention goes is where your energy flows, where your thought is going, which is going to bring forth the idea that it should be manifesting. It should be coming to fruition. You should have it, or moving very closely to getting it. Y'all with me? Oh, we almost done. We ain't gonna be here much longer.
Let me give a shout out to people that are watching us. Jackie Bates is in the house, and she said that yes, indeed, you have to change your mindset, and attitude is essential in raising your bar. So thanks for joining us. I think Terrence is still here. Thanks for joining us, Terrence. I appreciate you. Leave a comment. We'll get back to you with your comment.
Absolutely. And even participation, being your attention level, right? When we go into these live events, we can even talk about that, right? To be present in the moment with the people, hearing, thinking, feeling, and understanding where you are. Even if you just jot a note down and say, hey, that made me feel uncomfortable. What are you noticing right now? When it's time for you to start writing out your copy, or when it's time for you to start writing your book, or when it's time for you to write your next speech, or, to connect a new program that's going to support you, where's your attention going? What is pulling you away? Where's your attention going? What's getting the energy that should be for the thing you say you want, right? It's not about anyone else. It's about you, because you are your greatest asset. You are controlling whether or not the bar stays the same, goes down, or is rising up. You are the controller of that. You and you alone. Other people can influence you, but it's your choice on whether or not you allow them to do that. So then that brings us to our R. And two of the most important things I think most of us are waiting for, Christy, is we're trying to figure out, in raising this bar, okay, I'm going to address my beliefs. I'm going to alter them. I'm going to transmute them, transform them into something new. I'm going to increase my awareness of my 7 life structures. I'm going to ensure that I am setting boundaries and monitoring my time and diverting my energy and my attitude toward the things that are most productive and beneficial according to my desires, my vision, my purpose. The purpose is what gets you out of the bed. The purpose is what says, hey, I can't wait to go live again. Hey, I can't wait to share out this next, blog. I can't wait to talk to someone and share them about the actual intricate details, not just the product, but more details about how this product, this service that we are offering them. When you can do that, that's when that's part of your purpose. It's going to keep pulling you. It's going to be an unction from inside that's going to keep pulling you forward to make all of this become part. And that daily standard of knowing that when I wake up in the morning, I'm not going to go straight to Facebook. I'm not going straight to emails. I'm going to do some gratitude. I'm going to drink some water. I'm going to get up and wash my face and brush my teeth. I'm going to do some stretches. I'm going to turn on an inspirational, motivational video. Something that can continue to be part of the vision that I know is my vision. And then you'll see that your business will begin to flourish a little bit more, little by little. Because it's not enough anymore for us to go and sit in a room or to be part of a program and not actually have a result, which is our first R in our bar. Results. What is it that you want to happen when you change this belief? Change is inevitable, but transformation is truly a choice. You have to choose to transform. So what results do you want? Do you want to become more physically, having less poundage physically? Do you want to be able to speak more eloquently? So you're practicing the enunciations and pronunciations. You're looking up using the thesaurus to create your words. Are you developing relationships with maybe similar businesses that you don't feel so much competition with? Is the result that you want to be able to have your name and be known as one who is an expert or the go-to person for your particular area that you're focusing on? Or are you wanting to become a philanthropist? And a philanthropist is not always about money. It's also about your asset of you and your time. So if you want to be a person who is always volunteering, maybe generating revenue, I work with Bob Proctor, and one of the things he tells us in our training, he says there's a guy, his name was Tibble, up in Canada, and he raised $3 million in 3 days.
Wow.
And I went, what? He said, yes. He tells a story, and he says that he went and he got together these group of people. See that? He's rallying people, resources, building relationships. He pulled them on the carpet and said, hey, I need to raise $3 million in 3 days to help the people that were victimized by this latest tornado. And he got them together. And every time someone came to them and said, oh, you can't do that, it's too short of a time, he would say next and next. Because what he was saying was his attention, listen to me now, his belief was that he could do it. He set the boundaries by including a space that allowed people to enter. But then he also set up the parameters by which they can participate. So if you were not giving a solution, you were not going to distract him with something that was counter than what he wanted to occur. And that's what many of us have to do. We have to know the results that we want. The result that Tibble wanted was $3 million for the families in his town that were destroyed by the tornado. So he refused to entertain or be distracted, even momentarily, by a comment that was counter to the goal and the result that he desired. I'm guilty. You might be guilty too. We're going to call it the Amen Choir. And we're going to say, we're not always Tibble. Especially if we love and respect the person that's talking to us, our family members, maybe a business colleague, a mentor, a coach, a training. And you get thrown off. That's why it's so important. If you're going to raise the bar, if you're going to build up the essential daily standards of yourself to be able to handle a quality of life that is beyond that of the moment and more productive, then that means we're going to start raising that bar. your beliefs, your boundaries, your attitude, your attention, knowing what results you want, because you got to know where you're going, right? You don't have to have all the directions. You got to say, hey, I want to move from this point to someplace else that's better than this. That alone will get you moving. How about that? That alone will get you moving. We're always figuring out, well, where I'm going to go, how I'm going to get there, how much it costs, who's going to be there. Do I got to wear red? Do I got to wear blue? Should I put on the red lipstick or no lipstick? Should I cut my hair off? Should I wear it long? That's not even important in the scale of things. What do you want? I want a successful business. A business, and that for me means that business is going to have flourishing inflow and continuous turnaround of a ciphering of clients and customers and business partners and joint ventures and revenues, which is our last R. What are your revenues? Do you know what you're making right now? Do you know why you're making that right now? Do you know how to set your prices so that you can get to the revenue goal you keep saying that you know your business can make? Pause for a second. You want to be a six-figure person, you got to know how you get there. For a long time, I have in my community and my family, one of the things I give them is I say, what do you need to do to make $1 million in less than a year? And I say, in order to make $1 million in less than a year, this is your 2-week vacation, 322 days in a year, you should be working or doing something that's generating income for 322 days, making you $2,790 a day. If you can figure out how to make almost $3,000 a day for 300 days out the year, boom, there you go. And if that number makes you feel uncomfortable, let it make you feel uncomfortable, but know that you're shooting for 3,000. So if you make 1,000, you still feel good. And then you just rinse, repeat, and you triple it. No hold, no bars. No hold, no bars. We are raising our bars today. We're not choking with our chin over our bar. We're raising our bar, and then we're developing the muscles in our mind, in our bodies, because your body will do what your mind says. Your body will heal itself. Your body will give you ideas and let you hear conversations or little sound bites that will direct you into a direction where you need to go. But first, it begins here in your mind, raising the bar, the beliefs, the boundaries, creating the boundaries, assuring your attitude is one that is productive and committed to making sure your attention goes exactly where it needs to go to get the results that you desire that are going to help you produce the revenue goals that you want. But you got to be specific. When my clients come to me and they say stuff like, I want $1 million a year, that's unrealistic. No, but you said we could have. I said, no, I need to know exactly. Is it $1,001.24? Is it $1,010.30? I mean, I need you to get in detail. What does that look like? Right? And then we start breaking down how we're going to make that $1 million. Looking at your products, looking at your services, looking at you as an individual. What are your strengths? What are your challenge areas? Where's there opportunities for you to further advance your strengths and remove the challenges that you have? Whether it's through staff. See, this is, again, your revenues. You got to spend a little revenue. Money is a tool. Money is a servant. Money likes to grow. Money likes to circulate. Money is for you, and money is available. So if you start holding money like this, money go, I ain't going there. She's oppressive. He's oppressive, right? I'm in oppression, right? And the money is going to go. As soon as you get a few, you wonder why you can't keep it, why you can't attract it, because you don't have a positive relationship. Revenues are important. And I'll say this too. I also share in my family that revenues are not always monetary, as in dollars and cents or blue credit cards or electronic funds. Sometimes the revenue is that you build such a quality relationship with an organization or with a person that they're constantly pouring into you and reinforcing your system, and you can be more and more successful. Yeah, I know we live in America. I'm not crazy. Trust me. Make sure you vote. Make sure you vote. Make sure you vote. That's on me, not on Christy. That's on me. But what do you really desire? How do you create this daily system where you're constantly reinforcing your beliefs, enforcing your boundaries? paying attention, adjusting your attitude. Don't allow yourself to say, well, I can do it tomorrow. I'll do it later. I'm going to go out here and do this, and then I'll be back. No, you do what you have to do based upon what you say you want, and then you go do the other thing. Because those are distractions. And you're too powerful, and what you have to offer is truly what the world is waiting for. That's not a cliche. There are people that are waiting for you to open your mouth. People are waiting for you to post a post. People are waiting for you to show up. Yes, it's COVID, but now we're going back out with our masks on. We're going back out and we're interacting with.
Marrian, just a minute. There's a lot of on your side. Not quite
Yeah, we got
there's a lot of statics. Is it on yeah. I don't know why. Let's see. Now this is Terrence. I wish you were here, Terrence. Okay, there's something going on your side, and I'm not quite sure. So we are going to excuse us, everybody. This is called technology. It wasn't like this one we first started, but for now, I don't know why it's doing that. Anyway, so let's continue and bring it to the here. And I can't even tell you I'll figure out what's going on. But it's a lot of statics where you can't even when you're talking you cannot understand what you're saying. Okay. So can you hear me, Marrian? Okay, I can't even hear you. So I'm not quite sure what that is all about. So hello, can you hear me, Marrian? Okay.
I can hear you, but you still have to sound like you're inside like a vibrating.
I am so sorry, you guys. I'm not quite sure how to control this, but all I can do is go to the flow. So we may have to end a little bit early. Shout out to people that are watching. Teresa, thanks for watching. Karen, Jackie Bay, and everyone, thanks for watching. And I apologize for this. I've never had this before, and I can't even tell you what's causing all the commotion here. And unfortunately, oh, Jackie said we can hear us. Can you hear Marrian? I don't know why this static is going on. Marrian, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you're still gargling.
Okay, I think it might be on your network. I think it might have to be on your network. So go ahead and put your information. Go ahead and put your information in the chat if you can, because I don't think people can hear you. They can hear you, but I don't know that they can hear you anymore. If you can hear me, Marrian, go ahead and put your information in the chat. Otherwise, I can put your information in the chat later on. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Okay, you guys, I am so sorry. We were having such a problem with Dr. Marrian, and she just got kicked out. But I'm not panicking because this is live TV, right? This is technology. I'm not quite sure. I think it has to do with her internet. Her internet was unstable, and for a while, it was really getting a lot of statics. And finally, she got kicked out, and I don't know whether she's coming back. And it's almost we're quarter to an hour, which is almost at the close of the show. But thanks everyone for joining us. You know, she dropped a lot of nuggets on today's information on today's TV show. We talked about raising the bar, and she talks about 6 ways you can expand your results, manage your thoughts and behaviors within conscious action. And in raising the bar, she really talks about your attitude towards what is it that you really want. What is it that you really want? What's driving what you want? And oftentimes, distraction comes in. Oftentimes, distraction comes in. And if you're not really careful, if you're not careful, you will go from 1 hour to 2 hours to 3 hours. And by the time you know it, the hours disappear. I know for me, I have to be very mindful of scrolling on internet. I have to be very mindful scrolling on internet. And for almost a month or more now, I haven't been feeling well. And doctors ordered, when the doctor said you got to, you have no choice. So I was barely on social media except when I come and do my shows. But you know, in hindsight, when I reflect on a lot of stuff, when I really reflect on a lot of stuff, I know there's other personal stuff going on with me with this pandemic, with job change and everything, trying to build this business. It's really, for me, is knowing what is it that you can concentrate on that you are good at, and perhaps sourcing those things that you're not really good at, sourcing it out so that you're not driving yourself crazy. And oftentimes, especially if you're starting out on entrepreneurship, there's that tendency, maybe because of the money, maybe because you don't know exactly what to do. There's that tendency to try to do almost everything yourself. And let me tell you, because I'm speaking from experience, it will drive you crazy. Number one, you're not maximizing your time. Number two, you are not maximizing whatever that you are good at. In my own case, I knew that when it comes to technology, graphic and all, it's not my area. And so trying to do that, and really, it deprives me the opportunity to concentrate on what I'm good at, which is training new speakers. And so I don't know what your take is on it. And if you have if you have experienced what I'm talking about, go ahead and talk about it. You can go ahead and comment what has been your experience, especially if you're starting out, or even if you are a seasoned entrepreneur. Think back when you were starting out. What was it like for you? The distraction, and what was hindering you from stepping up and doing the things that you wanted to do to raise the bar in your business and do more? And I don't know, hopefully, oh, okay, Jackie's saying, okay, no one could hear Marrian. No one could hear Marrian. And I don't know that she's coming back again. It's almost to, what is it? 4:50. I don't think she's coming back. I really, really apologize for today, you guys, but it's out of my control. This is live. Sometimes you plan things and sometimes it doesn't always go as planned. And today is a good example. It didn't even plan as, it was such a good show until her internet started acting up, and there was nothing that she could have done at that time. There was nothing that she could have done. Maybe we can redo this show, because she really had a lot of nuggets that to drop, and I know she still has some more that she was going to talk about, but unfortunately we couldn't hear her. But anyway, like I was saying, sometimes we really have to be very mindful in concentrating on things that we cannot do very well. Perhaps to look at, is there somebody else that can help you so that you can concentrate on the things that you are good at? I know that was the case in my own situation. That wasn't the case in my own situation, where I decided that I cannot do it all. Only concentrate on the things that I can do. So I'm kind of getting back to things now with my health. I'm getting back to things. So I really have to be mindful of what I allow myself to do and what I allow myself to source out, because otherwise I am going to drive myself crazy. So I want to hear from you. Go ahead and comment. What has been your experience? Are you sourcing things out and only concentrate on things that you can do? Or, I think Marrian is coming back. So Now that's a go-getter for you. She's like, I gotta finish this stuff. What happened, Dr. Marianne? What happened?
I have no idea. Everything you were saying, I couldn't understand. It was like you were inside of some type of like tin can that was vibrating. It was you turned into a robot. But we think
Oh my
robots
God,
talk.
it was really getting good, and then you got turned off. But we're gonna come to the end, so go ahead and wrap it up, and we're gonna finish
Yes,
here.
yes.
And give a shout out to all our viewers today, Jackie, Lawana, and Sharika. I appreciate all of you, Jackie Bates. So thank you all for watching. I think some of them has dropped off. So, but anyway, go ahead and wrap it up. It was getting really good, but unfortunately, we had no control over what was
Yeah.
going on with technology. So we just have to go with the flow.
Well, this is
And
me in practice, Christy. As you
well,
know, this is me in practice. I believe that this is important. I believe in value in our friendship and our sisterhood that we have shared. And I value my time that I'm sharing with the people that are watching. So, therefore, of course, we're going to finish this up. My attitude is that this must go on, the show must go on, and we must complete the task. Right. And we're going to be paying attention to the things that matter. And what matters right now is that we want to not leave people hanging off a cliff uncertain of what to do next. And we want people to begin to think about the results. Hopefully, today in my conversation, you started thinking about an area that you yourself would want to raise the bar on and learn how to get into more of a harmonic flow. Having a daily practice that allows you to get into the currency and the flow of true holistic prosperity on every level of your life. As I said, balance is not easy. You got to give up something, you got to take away some things, you got to add some things to get balance. But when it's harmony, everything is flowing, just like when you hear a beautiful choir singing. All the parts are singing a different note, but they sound beautifully doing it. That's how you want your life and your business to be. And how can you do that? Again, by raising the bar, y'all, raising the bar. So I'm going to take the time this afternoon to just invite all of you to really take some moments out over the next couple of days. All it takes is 5 minutes. Think about something, just three things, even here right now. Let's just take three things. Don't do the details. What's three things that you think you could do? Maybe it's you want to focus on your beliefs. Maybe it's going to be setting some boundaries about your time and about your space that you share with other people. Are you going to adjust and look at your attitude and see how it's affecting you as you're going forward? Is it that you're going to look at how much time you spend directing your attention away from the very thing you say that you believe in, you trust, you love, you want, you desire? Are you going to get clearer on the results and be very specific, right? About what it is, what are the results that you actually want to happen in your life and in your business? Ask yourself, what is the revenue? Be very specific, right? Revenue can be a result, but I always separate it because if you don't think about, hey, I want to be at work at 8 o'clock when I say I open up at 8:30. Or I want to be able to return emails within 12 hours versus 2 weeks, right? That's the kind of things you set the bar for you and your individual. And it's not a competition. It's about what you desire. And as I said, my offer tonight is I'm inviting all of you to take a moment. I'm going to offer you a two-part offering on tonight, and it won't cost you anything but a little bit of your second greatest asset, and that is your time. I'm going to ask you to go over to my website at exponentialexistence.com/connect. And I want to connect with you. I want you to become part of my mailing list. And one of the gifts that I'm giving away this time is I'm giving away exactly how do you begin to set up your boundaries to manage your morning and your afternoon. Okay. Because I believe in living beyond the breakthrough. The breakthrough is when you go, waha, I see it. Let me go toward it. But then once you do that, you need some support and some things to be in place to keep you in momentum. So that's the first part of my offering tonight is that I want to just invite you again to go over to my website and we'll drop it in the chat and you can go back and explore it, or you can click my name and go to my page on here on social media and you can get in contact. But I just want you to join the mailing list and take advantage of that unique program that I'm offering. It is no cost to you. It is a time contribution, right? I want you to be a philanthropist for yourself by committing some time to develop some daily practices and standards. The last thing I want to offer you is that anyone that after you do that is going to say, once you do it, if you submit it back to me and say, hey, I want to get some more insight on these particular areas, I really am challenged in this area, I want you to set up a time with me just to chat. No harm, no foul. Let's have a conscious, honest exchange, right? Authentic exchange. That's what I want. A conscious, honest, authentic thought exchange. That's what I want with you. And you can do that by going to bit.ly/capital C HATE with me. And I'll drop that in the chat too. And that's my offering. Raising the bar is your responsibility. It's my responsibility. It's all of our responsibilities. Nigeria is raising the bar. Its people are
That's
raising the
right.
bar. America is raising the bar. Ghana is raising the bar. The whole global community is raising the bar because we can no longer allow ourselves to be held hostage or
Yeah.
being victimized by antiquated ways, thoughts, and processes. And that's why raising the bar was essential today for us to remember that raising the bar is not just one area of your life to show it to everybody. It is every level of your life, your spiritual awareness and activation, your emotional mental stability, your financial assurances, not security, assurances, right? Your business, your career, your education. It is about the way which you have reciprocating and rewarding relationships and your physical health and wellness. That's what a holistic, if all those things are prosperous, you cannot help but take the proper seat in life and live an exponential existence. So, Christy, I thank you as always. Members of our association, I thank you again for allowing me to come before you. But I greatly appreciate this opportunity. It's always beautiful and always feels good to be home.
Thank you so much for all the nuggets you drop for our viewers, those that are watching right now, and those that are going to be watching in the future. I just want to say thank you. You're always at my corner. Thank you, like a sister, my sister from another mother. I really, truly appreciate you. And for all the viewers, thank you all for taking the time. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to come and join me. And that is something that I don't take lightly at all. So this show is sponsored by Women's Coaching Association. To find out more of what we do, go on over to Women's is Women's Coaching Association, Women's with an S, Women's Coaching Association.com, and click on the membership info, and there you will find all the perks of becoming a member. And I hope that you do join us. Again, I also put my labor of love, my recent ebook, my first ebook actually, and it's the New Speaker Mistakes. Newspeakermistake.com. This is really, it's the mistakes that new speakers make and how you can avoid them to be a phenomenal speaker that you are. And I help train new speakers. Listen, if I must say, it is really an awesome ebook, and you're going to get a lot out of it. Even if you are a seasoned speaker, you will still get a lot of nuggets from the ebook. Okay, we're back again. But anyway, before we get cut off again, I'm gonna wrap it up from here. And don't forget to join us again. It is every Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Every Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I cannot wait to have you back, Dr. Marrian. We're going to do this again. And to all of you, I appreciate each and every one of you. Goodbye. Bye for now.
Bye for now.